Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Be the Media Huntington. Tonight is Tuesday, June 26th, and my name is Jenny Lee. Tonight I have with me Miss Lisa.
Hi, everybody.
How are you tonight, Lisa?
I'm good. How are you, Jenny?
Pretty good. I know we were going to come here tonight and we were going to talk about the town board meeting because we missed last week. And the town board meeting was on June 19th, but we went to go review it and we realized it was 2 hours and 50 minutes long. And if you watched our last episode prior to this, which was episode 20. Tonight's episode is season 2, episode 21. But if you go look at 21, you will see that we did talk about how all the public hearing speakers were delayed time after time. And because of that, we're now starting to get 3-hour meetings. So I kind of just said, summer's here. I don't have time for this unless I'm there. So we didn't go through and pull out some of our stuff, but I did get a few highlights from friends that were there that did happen. One of the major issues that had been going on was the leaf blowers. And they were talking about how they want them banned. And I think that the leaf blower lady's been going on for a while, but now that summer's back, or summer, spring, and the landscapers are back, it's an issue again. What are your thoughts on that?
This is the gas-powered ones.
Yeah, I think so.
Right?
Ones, yeah.
I mean, it is kind of bad for the environment. Other than
Gas
that,
or not, I mean, just whenever I see it being blown in the street, I always roll up my windows really quick because her main argument is it's bad for your lungs in regards to the fuel coming out of but we drive around on the streets and we drive on the street. So it doesn't matter what you're blowing and you're still going to suck it in one way or another.
Well, between the, what they're putting in the air, pesticides, and I mean, is it that much worse? I don't know. It is a thing. I really haven't had an opinion on it either way. I do prefer the ones that you plug in a whole lot better. So.
Well, we already have high radon levels. I think there was a map that was recently put out on the radon levels in Long Island. I can't believe you just reminded me of this for those that don't watch regularly, we're a non-scripted show. We kind of just we come off with a tiny rough script and we bring you and Lisa, you just reminded me of something. The radon levels. This is the map.
Radon level. Where does that come from? I don't know about it.
This is all right. So this is a map that was put on by Newsday recently, and the black levels show the high radon levels that are the highest on Long Island, and it's mostly due to the location of Long Island Sound and radon and water, and oh goodness, I could go on and on about that, but it's probably better if we get one of our friends on who knows that stuff inside and out. And I'm thinking right now of somebody perfect, but that was recently in the news, and that's like cancer, death, and stuff. So let's move on to happier stuff. The water park is opening. We're getting a spray park finally.
Was it July 11th, right in Elwood?
Yes, July 11th in Elwood.
Is Susie Berlin going to supply her no-frills sunscreen so that the kitties don't get burnt?
That's a good question.
I thought so.
I mean, at this point, we should just be supplying towels as well, and a whole resort type feel for the type of taxes that we pay in this area.
Money, they spent $230 on it, right? So
yeah, that wasn't a lot. That really wasn't a lot. And you know what's interesting? So it's 2018. I hate to toot my own horn, but nobody else is going to toot it for me. And I found proof of this tonight before we came on, but I originally proposed the sprinkler park idea. And I proposed it for Huntington Station as part of the revitalization of Huntington Station. And there's actually a very long and convoluted story that is behind this whole spray park, right? So let's start with where did the original idea came from? Well, it came from me, and I actually went on town board record. This is the Parents of Huntington Facebook page. This is a post from me on June 11th, 2010.
Wow.
And I wrote on here, I need to lay this egg. The sprinkler park. I am thinking the July town board meeting, and I would love to get a huge showing of support for this idea. I want to get it in after the condemning of the Tilden Breaks area, but before the Avalon Bay thing. So I think July might be perfect. It will be nice and hot out, so people will have their minds set on summer. Now, it's interesting because I mention in here, after the condemning of the Tilden Breaks area, but before Avalon Bay. So if I take you back, Avalon wasn't built yet. We were still fighting Avalon Bay. And Tilden Breaks was still at 1000 New York Avenue, which is now that empty lot that we just gave to Renaissance. We just gave it to them. And some of the stuff that we'll be covering about the land grab is also going to wrap into what we're talking about tonight. So I had originally proposed the water park idea. I went on public record. I believe it was September 21st, 2010, if anybody wants to look up the minutes and review them. And so it became a political football.
Wow.
And Susan Berland and then Glenda Jackson started saying that, reelect us. We're going to get you the sprinkler park. This is a great. In fact, Susan Berland set out a questionnaire asking people, residents in the area, what we thought about the idea. And it fell flat because everybody was up in arms about Avalon and murders, because murders were really high that year. There was helicopters circling all across Huntington Station. And they were like, why are you sending us out a questionnaire on spray parks when we have murders in the area? So, there's this whole history that goes back to that. So it became a political football. Glenda Jackson, Susan Berland running on it. Susan Berland gets reelected. Glenda Jackson does not. Okay. We get Gene Cook. So nothing happens. We don't get a water park at all. Then Tracy Edwards runs, okay? And after she runs, she starts looking into the idea of water parks. And so around 2016, there was this page. Let me get back to the page. I want to show you this because this ties in too. And they were advocating to bring a sprinkler park to Huntington. Now, tonight I looked at the page and there hasn't been any activity since 2016. All right.
I didn't even see this. I didn't even know this existed.
Yes. Bring a splash pad spray park to Huntington because people had started to pick up on the idea that Huntington Station has needed revitalization for so long that we wanted to bring a splash park to Huntington, meaning the Huntington Station area. Okay. So, all right.
It's over 1,000 people on that page.
So then enter Oak Tree Dairy. Oak Tree Dairy, the residents of Elwood get screwed with this high density project, which we've also shown. And it's a monstrosity. And now that it's being built, they're like, but part of what the town decided to give them back, they decided to take the Elwood people and make them happy because they're so pissed off about this high density building and give them a spray park. And to make sure that nobody complained about it, they decided to name it after a police officer. This way we can't say anything, right? There's nothing bad you could say about the spray park at all because they decided to name it after a police officer. So it is opening, but there is a long drawn out history. And that leads me into what we were talking about earlier about they're just not, the town pool is in Dix Hills, right?
Yeah.
And what do they tell the kids in Huntington Station, Lisa?
To take a bus. Head on over.
Take a bus.
You can use it, head on over. And we'll just pretend that all these summer camps aren't utilizing it. But come on over anyway.
You been there? Have you been there?
Yes, I have. Long time ago. It's been a long time.
Okay. So they tell everyone, 220,000 residents in the town of Huntington, that if you want a pool, unless you have one and pay high taxes for it, or can beg a friend for one, or kiddie pool, whatever, they tell them you can go to use this facility. And when you go, all the summer camps are using it. So you can't even use your own facilities that are in the town.
Makes sense.
So anyway,
what should we do about it?
I think every school district within the hamlet of within the town that we have should have their own facilities. There should be a pool and a combination sprinkler park. They should find a way to get this done. We pay the highest taxes in the nation, in the state of New York, in the nation. We pay the highest taxes. So there's absolutely no reason why we shouldn't have these amenities.
And $230,000 for a piece of concrete and some sprinklers, you couldn't figure out where to put a pool?
It's nothing. I mean, you could make it a bidding contest for local bidders instead of, and let them put their name on it for a reduced price and let them take it as a tax deduction by doing that as, you know what I mean? As a duty for their town.
I like your idea before. Am I echoing? No, not anymore. I like your idea you had before when you were talking about having a sprinkler company, donating, or a pool company donating their time.
Right.
Or right. Something like that. Yeah, have your name, on a big plaque. I'm sure there's plenty of companies out there who could do that work.
We do it for landscaping. They have the town triangles, and it says, donated by Main Street Nursery or whatever. They get to put their sign there for the season, and that's great. They donated their flowers, and they get advertising out of it. So,
yeah, but that just seems like an astronomical amount of money for some concrete. It really does.
Really, really does. But I don't want to take away from, hold on, let me get to our page. I don't want to take away from the sprinkler park. I would just want to give the background on it. And, let people know about that. But at the same time, we are opening a sprinkler park. We couldn't find the link for that. There wasn't that many, remember?
Right.
Well, all I could find was an old article. And the other one where we weren't really able to find. Why did I put that there? Okay. So moving on, what else did we want to? Oh, in relation to the same area, the land giveaway. It's the Great Land Giveaway, Charlie Brown.
New York Avenue parking lot. The New York Avenue parking lot for the Long Island Railroad commuters.
Yes.
Say goodbye to that.
Yes, hold on. Let me take you, because that I could find. Ooh, get our ducks in a row. All right, come on over.
How long ago was that? Was this video? This was 1 year ago, right?
Well, no, not the video. We're going to take you there. This is Ed Smith. He brought it to everyone's attention that the state okayed the land transfer in Huntington Station. This is the Huntington train station in the background. And then this is the commuter parking lot that's across the street from Northridge Plaza. And the state had to okay that because it's a state parking lot, and it's about 4 acres of property. And they okayed transferring it. And now we're giving this to Renaissance developers for them to develop into artist lofts. Now, I need you to be mindful and understand that Northridge Plaza, they just used this parking lot to justify a parking variance for the 66 units per acre that is across the street that we brought to you, I think, on episode 19. If you go back and review that one, that Matt Harris had spoken on record that they had changed the bedroom count on it, that they switched it from one bedroom. So remember we said they were shoe boxes.
Yeah.
We covered that whole thing. So anyways, yes, we do have. Which one should I do first, though?
Because where will they park? Where will those
I don't know.
park?
I think they want everybody walking or on bicycles, and this is how they're going to force us into walkable communities. That's the only thing I can think, because the traffic is insane. My husband was in Great Neck today, and because everyone says, "Oh, we're headed. We won't stop building until it looks like Great Neck," and he's like, "It would have taken me 5 minutes on a bicycle to go 30 it took 35 minutes to get from 25A up into the heart of, wait, what is today? It's only Tuesday. It's not like it's Friday summer traffic.
Right.
So, yes. All this switching. I got to teach you how to screen share.
I just really can't understand this. I really can't.
Okay, so the first one I want to show is the land over there, so that everybody gets an idea of what we're talking about. Let me see. Sorry, I feel like a spaz tonight. Like I just don't even know what I'm doing. All right, so this is
live from the scene
the video
of
we
what
did
this
last year.
home rule law is that they're proposing at town hall for tomorrow. So I want to go ahead and describe to you where we are. We're on New York Avenue.
Hold on.
And that's the site of the old Tilden Breaks State
I don't know
Center.
what happened there.
It's
Hold
over
on.
by where the statues are. Okay. So now here we are looking down New York.
I apologize.
It's okay.
Because we're a live show and unscripted, we have all these fun things that happen all the time. So we'll pick up where we left off. Wait, where'd you go?
All right, there it is. I see the video now.
New York Avenue.
You see it?
And that's the development, the Northridge. There's going to be Gateway behind us, and then there's Northridge. And then over here is the municipal parking lot, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you what's going on here with Renaissance. Okay. So back in, I'm not quite sure of the date, but Renaissance from Source the Station, the master developers for the town of Huntington, is building apartments. And they needed 143 space.
Hold on. Look at that in the background. It's
They
not
just started
yet.
building it.
Yeah, they're just building it.
Spaces of parking. So they needed a parking variance. What they did is they said, we're going to go ahead and use the municipal parking lot over here as the leverage we're going to use to get the parking that we need. Okay. And then they were going to build a sidewalk for the people who live in the apartments to get to and from their cars. Sounds pretty good, right? But what people didn't realize is if you go to the Source the Station website, you'll see that they're supposed to be putting 49 artist lots in this parking lot. So what they need to do now is the home rule law is because this parking lot belongs to the state of New York, not the town of Huntington. So in order for them to push through this development and provide on-site parking, which will be non-existent since there will be apartments here too, they have to create a law called the Home State Law to state that they can pretty much take this state property to use it for the development for the town. What they're not telling you is they use this exact parcel to justify a parking variance for 143 spaces that was already given. So after that's done, then they're going to go ahead and put some artist lofts here, 49 of them. So in case anybody's wondering, I'm going to go ahead and say that the answer now. Yes, we will be losing the municipal parking lot. Now it gets a little worse.
I was
You're
right.
going to look a little further down by the train station. The parking lot that the Huntington Community First Aid Squad uses will be turned into a hotel. So not only does Huntington already have a parking problem, but they continue to aggravate it. And now they're creating an even worse problem in Huntington Station. A lot of people don't know this, but I will be linking the plans directly from the master developer to this video later when I get back home to my desktop. It's important for people to know the development that is happening in their town and why. So again, there's a meeting tomorrow at the town of Huntington to establish a home rule law enabling the town of Huntington to take this parking lot and use it for their own purposes when they already use this parking lot to justify giving a parking variance for more apartments. So that is the home rule law in a nutshell. If anybody would like me to go anywhere specifically, please send us a message on the Huntington View. I'm more than happy to drive around town and bring you some of the development that we're seeing. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and drive you over to the hotel, the future hotel, so that you can see exactly what kind of parking they are taking away from the Huntington train station parking area. So stay with me. Plus, it's a little quieter in here. I don't know if you guys were able to get most of my commentary with the wind. I'm going to work on trying to figure out how to get this going for you. It's one of the first live videos I'm doing on the
This was the very first live video that I ever did for the Huntington View.
Huntington View. It's really important that people understand the development that's going on in the town of Huntington. That's what Renaissance is building right now. It's literally on the sidewalk.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Mostly
That's
apartments
crazy.
More than anything else.
Wow.
All right, so we're going to get over here. Don't forget now, Renaissance wants all this right here. It's all going to be apartments. This parking lot. I don't think people realize
You're going to have to Uber to the
parking
train.
lot that you use to
God.
park in to commute is going to be used for a master developer to make a profit in building apartments. So I'm going to go over here and park real quick.
Bet you the sale of bicycles are going to go up too.
Oh, yeah.
The other part of this.
Oh, yeah. That's
There's
why I'm
the
still
Huntington
rolling on
First Aid
this. You
Squad.
got to see.
Back out. I'm going to go ahead and cross. Okay, this whole corner here, right here, is where they want to put a hotel.
Tree's gone.
They want to put a hotel right by the train station, and where all these cars are parked, they will
Cars.
no longer be able to park here. And
Flag
typically,
gone.
the people who use it are part of the Huntington Community First Aid Squad. You can see that right that building right there. That's where it is. You won't see that anymore with the hotel. But there is the Huntington train station. This is one parking lot, two parking lot, and then the one on the other side of the street, and then way across that that's the parking garage. So just giving you guys a lay of the land here and trying to explain exactly what the home rule law is. It's almost like, if you wanted to put it in layman's terms, it's like eminent domain of the town taking property from the state.
And giving it to a developer.
Basically what it is.
Right.
So they'll be meeting tomorrow at the town of Huntington. I hope that, listen, if you guys can't make it down there, write an email at least to your representative. CC
Okay,
Joanne
that's it.
Rea,
That's
the
it.
town clerk, so
Wow.
that it goes on permanent.
Record. I have to say that. I sound like a broken record sometimes. It's crazy, right?
Yep. And look at that, was a year ago when you were saying, like, it's almost like eminent domain with the town just taking the land from the state.
I was
Just
right.
to
I
give-
may have gotten a few things wrong because, again, I'm just a PTA mom. I'm just a citizen. I'm just a citizen that's sick of looking at this crap all the time, sick of
Yeah.
the same thing going on. So, yeah, we're June 25th. Yesterday was the anniversary of the first video we ever did for the Huntington View.
Oh my God.
That was June 25th of last year.
God. Wow.
I have to say, though, they built that building really quickly.
Yeah, they really did. And look at where we are. And look at 1 year later, they are taking
They are. I was
taking
right.
land
The
and they
buildings-
are giving it away to
I
restaurants.
want to say positive things too. The building's beautiful. I don't think they're going to be able to fill up the retail space, and they're not done building more. And they say it's for economic development for us, but it's just crazy at this point. So there was another prediction that they actually went on record and said, so there was this whole thing where they went to the planning department. I followed them to the planning department because I'm like the only I'm not young, the only person yelling from by myself saying, but they're using the parking. So they went to the planning department and they asked for a parking variance. And I spoke on record stating that I don't think they should be giving a parking variance because they have plans to develop this area. And the developer at the end of the planning meeting, anybody that speaks out against them, they're allowed to get up and rebuke any testimony that they feel. I was the only person he rebutted. And this is also one of the earlier videos that I put together for the Huntington View. And this is before we started Be the Media. I think people don't understand why we have two different things. The Huntington View was our Facebook page. And on our Facebook page, I started to take people around town. So I called it the Huntington View. I wanted to give you a view of Huntington and what was going on. And then a month later, Lisa, Dana, myself, and Lori started the very first Be the Media Huntington to give everyone a grasp on why there was only really one political party in the town of Huntington and New York, really, when you think about it, right, Lisa?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So that was one of our better videos.
Yep. Yeah, it was.
That was a really, really, so yeah, I can't believe we're at our anniversary. All right, so went on record, town hall. I gotta show you this video. Okay. I love when that happens.
Way Plaza when they did the parking variances for the video, the first video that I gave you today, showing the municipal train station parking lot. So I want to show you 3 different areas in this video that I found interesting. I'm going to show you my testimony when I was there. This is back in April of 2016. And first, I want you to hear it directly from the CBA, what the hearing was about.
CBA, not planning board. I was mistaken.
We've got quite a number of speakers who've signed in. We've also been presented with some documentary materials from community members in anticipation of tonight's hearing. I'm going to reiterate something that I say at the outset of every zoning board meeting here in the town of Huntington, and perhaps some of you folks were here during the course of one of the residential applications when I told both the neighbor and the proponent property owner that it's not a popularity contest. We are not a legislative body. We're not the town board. We're the zoning board of appeals.
They're appointed by the town board, though.
Narrow area, very, very confined area of jurisdiction. And it's set out for us in New York State law, town law of the state of New York, the zoning code of the town of Huntington, and the various case law decisions of record, which we are obliged to follow. So we don't get to vote in accord with what we think we like or what we think we don't like. We all take a constitutional oath, and we're all required to apply the law to the facts. So I'm going to ask everyone who's signed in to speak to confine themselves, just like I said at the outset of the meeting and do every week, to the law and the facts with respect to this project. They're asking for parking relief in the nature of a parking variance. They're asking alternatively to satisfy the parking need by advertence to a special permit, and that's contemplated in the town code. That's 19844. They want to make use of municipal parking in satisfaction of their otherwise obligation to provide on-site parking. They're asking for some other technical relief. They're asking for a business depth extension. And if everyone recalls, I also pointed out when the presenting attorney was making his case that it's kind of a different business depth extension for us because so much of what's proposed here is residential in nature.
Okay, so you get the gist of it, but I wanted you to hear from the head chair first. So now I'm going to pull you over. I'm going to post this entire clip for you guys to go through and see whatever you want as far as public commentary goes. But I'm going to go ahead and skip to mine. And the reason why I'm skipping to mine is because I was the only person who asked about the artist loft. And when the man from Renaissance got up to speak again, even though there was about 15 speakers before myself, I was the only one that he was directly speaking to in regards to the artist lofts and denying that they exist. And of course, here we are now, and they're back again. So I'm going to take you to my testimony.
That still does not support development.
That's not me, just so you know. But again, I will be posting this entire thing so that you can see it. I'm a big fan of raw videos and letting people form their own opinions. So
I did do that, by the way. Every video has attached backup.
Which testimony about giving you truth?
Yes, sir. Thank you for letting me speak. Jennifer Libertu, 4 Meredith Drive, at Huntington Station, New York.
Go ahead.
There should be no need for variances in connection with a code that has virtually no dimensional standards in the first place, no density limits, no setback standards, and they still can't design something in compliance with the few standards that actually exist.
watch this guy behind me when I
We're
say
just asking for them to sharpen their pencil a little bit. It's almost like accepting the very first offer on a home. And there have already been people who have been killed on New York Avenue. I think the one thing that isn't being brought up
Gotcha.
in regards to them asking for parking on the other side of the street is that Renaissance does have plans to build artist lofts in that entire parking lot. So they're asking for a variance on parking that won't be there in a few years.
They didn't use that on their case in chief.
Understood.
Talking about the
It's a project, right? But we do have plans, so I'm saying that they're asking for parking, a relief of parking across the street, which in itself is very dangerous, and people have been killed on New York Avenue already. Okay. But on top of that, this parking lot, if all of their plans come into fruition, will be turned into artist loft apartments. Thank you very much for allowing me to speak.
Okay, so now that we have a few more speakers come, but he's gonna get up.
Part of it is that for every
Watch
part of
this.
it is
And I'm gonna be the only one that he disputes my testimony with, which I found kind of compelling because it means I obviously hit a nerve here. Listen, I'm the only one he brings up.
Mr. Abani. There's just one thing I wish to add, and it is irrelevant truly to our application, but when the speaker talked about the artist loss, yes, that is a proposal we have in the pipeline. But part of it is that for every store we're taking, we're only using a portion of the lot, by the way, so what we propose. For every parking stall we take, we're going to create a parking stall. So it's a one-for-one swap. I just keep learning misinformation or rumors out there in the community. With respect to this application today, again, I reiterate the board clearly has a great comprehension of that proposed.
So there you have it. Okay, so I hope that you do watch this beginning to end. I'm going to link it in the comments to this video. I just wanted to highlight three different things in there that made sense to me and compelled me today to go down to the New York Avenue site and give everyone a bird's eye view of exactly what was going on now that they are having a meeting tomorrow to change the home rule law. So again, please try to catch this video from the very beginning so it makes sense to you. And thank you for enjoying the Huntington View.
Wow.
I hope so. It's crazy when you look back, right?
Wow. Am I echoing? Yes, I am.
No. Oh, when you think about it, this whole thing is why we started the Huntington View.
Now, if we go a little bit further on that land, when you got out of your car and you were pointing to the parking lot that the Huntington Community First Aid Squad, utilizes, and the one right across the street.
Put a hotel there, no parking. So think about this, right? He said he's going to replace one spot for every spot he takes. Okay. Does he mean the commuter parking lot? Because he already used the commuter parking lot to justify 143 parking spots. So it's going to be 143 spots plus, according to my math, maybe I should work for the ZBA, plus whatever's in that commuter lot that we're giving to you. We're giving it to you. And in fact, did I review Ed's page or not with that? Did we already go to Ed's page?
Yes.
Okay. The one thing that people aren't focusing on is we're buying it for one price and we're selling it to them for a lesser. Meanwhile, the other property we just gave to them.
Right.
And I know a lot of this is still, when you think about it, it was a year ago. This is still the old board. It's the old board that voted for this to happen. So I get it. I truly do. However, they should be more up in arms and using this as an opportunity to saying, this isn't going to happen anymore. This is wrong, or trying to find ways to stop it.
I thought that's what was supposed to happen if
Well,
you voted for them.
They're more worried about being sued. They're more worried about being sued than do what they promised to do. I mean, it's coming down to, are you standing up for what you believe in and what you told us to believe in for you? Or are you're just going to bend over and let them do whatever they're going to do because some other board voted for it?
About doing the right thing.
They were supposed to turn us around.
What about what's across the street? That empty lot, that overgrown, dirty, disgusting property with liquor bottles and hypodermic needles all over the place that was supposed to be for veterans. There's the non-veterans housing. Now, apparently in Huntington, there's only 4 veterans that the town of Huntington cares about. And the reason I know they only care about 4 veterans in Huntington is because the house on Depot Road recently found out it's a beautiful home. It's got the solar panels. It's got a barbecue on the back deck. It's beautiful, right?
That was built with taxpayer money, by the way.
There's 4 rooms in it, and there's 4 veterans living in it. Now, the non-veteran housing was supposed to house 14 condos and house a heck of a lot more veterans than that, but Huntington just doesn't seem to care about them.
Should we remind people what the veterans non-housing was?
Yes, please.
Give me a second to find it, because I wasn't prepared for us to take this turn. I can find it rather quickly, I think, though, because I totally have, I drive by it every time I'm leaving or coming from my house. And it's just a reminder of broken promises all the time.
8 years ago. 8 years. You had the grant money. You had the plans. What did you do with all that money? Where did all that money go?
What is this one? This is also from a year ago.
Oh, there's so many questions and 0 answers.
It really is. I can't wait to get on with other things, you know.
Afternoon, Huntington. I'm at Columbia and Lowndes Street in Huntington Station, across from the Huntington Community First Aid Squad. And the first thing I noticed when I drove here today was that if you or I had any of this stuff on our property, we would surely get a ticket.
Oh, the garbage. Yep, you're right.
So let me go ahead and explain to you what I'm looking at. This is, since 2010, been the promised land of veterans housing. I'm going to walk you around here so you can see how dangerous this is. Now, I've been stalking this particular parcel of property for the last few years, and I will be including links to some of the information that I'm about to give to you, as well as prior videos that I have filmed of this site before I decided to start putting them here on the Huntington View and letting other people see what my view was. So little kids walk through here all the time. But I'll give you a little background. I can tell you that since 2004, the town of Huntington has used various parcels of property to apply for grants totaling, since 2004, $8,853,000. This guy's going to walk through here now. Most recently, in 2015, they received a $500,000 grant from Restore New York. They bought this property in 2010. They originally got a grant from Restore New York for $1.56 million to purchase the 3 lots that used to stand here and put in 16 units. They had to rezone it in 2011 from single-family homes to make it multi-family housing. They were selling the public with the idea by calling it veterans housing, to give the illusion that if we put some veterans here in these houses, that it would help clean up the area. Because, you know, the off-duty military guys are just running around like Minutemen. They purchased this property from Don Pius for $778,000. And as we stand right now, this parcel does not pay tax. I've watched over the last 3 years that pile of dirt that's growing its own forest was at that spot of dirt. They moved it over so I'm going to put the videos up. You'll probably get a better idea. Over on that corner, there were piles for about a year of precast that had not gone in the ground. So it took them about a good year and a half to get them successfully put into the ground. Most recently, when we came back, some of the activity that we saw here, they were installing these light posts. So for $8 million, I have to ask, how much money do we throw into trying to build 16 units of housing? And why are the rules different when it comes to town-owned property versus, you know, private property? True story. If your grass was grown, look, there's my car. I'm not going to hide who I am, what I drive, or anything else. The weeds go up to my door. It's the first thing I noticed when I got here. Town does a really shitty job taking care of the actual landscaping, to be honest. But so here we are looking at all the beautiful veterans housing on the corner of Columbia and Lowndes. They currently have, I know for a fact, 1000 New York Avenue, which we were at the other day when and I filmed, was part of this grant that they have with the 3.5 million, but a total that they've received to help revitalize Huntington Station has been $8,800,000, almost $9 million. And I'm going to link all that so that you have all that information. But this is my view from Huntington. Have a great day.
So Huntington Station, after what, 40 years, now revitalization means no parking. That's what revitalization means for Huntington Station. No parking.
Right.
Let's revitalize it. Take
And
away
I want
all
you
your
to know,
parking.
I may not be like 100% spot on with my number. That's just what I found.
Right. Well, they got the money from the grants. So where is it 8 years later? That's how much it costs to put in 2 light posts?
It's crazy.
And with all that money they got, they can't even hire somebody to clean up the crap that's over there, just building and building, that flea infested area over there. That's disgusting. It's embarrassing.
It really is.
Embarrassing.
It is. It really, really is.
I know.
Let me see before precast went in ground. Oh my God, how old's this one? I can't even believe I did. I linked so much good stuff. This one's quick. Let me show you this. I don't even know what this one says. We're just going to wing it because winging it works for this show. But I just found, I'm going to look at the date while we're there. Hopefully I give the date. When is this? 2 years ago. Oh, I hope
it is April 14th, 2016. Taking you to the site. We're across the street from the Huntington Community First Aid Squad. And I've been looking at this site for actually really since 2011, when they threatened to put some housing here. I believe that they called it veterans housing. Gonna get some veterans housing over here. But anyways, I just want to show the situation. We've got big holes. Big holes.
They do go down far. You can't really see the depth.
Big open holes. Okay. Right around here. Big piles of dirt.
It was like a little mini cliff back then.
This is pretty much
been
like this since October. And this is how central planning works in Huntington Station.
7 months.
We get a lot of drawings. We get a lot of promises. And in the end, 5 years later, we still have an empty parking lot that is not on the tax rolls. There's no caution tape. There is no real fencing around this very dangerous hole. the town could get sued if somebody came over here and, I mean, if they want to call that fencing, I'm not quite sure what that is, but just want to give you a scale.
Slit fencing.
Of
I
what
learned
this is
something that
here.
day.
Wow, look at that.
Crazy,
people
right?
don't notice
You
it
can you
anymore.
can't really tell the depth,
But I do. I drive
you could
by here
tell from the
every
sand, right?
single day.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I said I care because I see this every single day, and that's pretty much I do. I see it every single day. You do too, Lisa, when you drive over in this area. I mean,
Well, if they build those pretty artisan lofts over there, that's what everybody can look at.
more housing. Oh my God, I can't believe we have we're like a virtual little record of development in in this generation of what's been happening. Think about it. We're going on a year with all sorts of information. I'm going on my 8th year of just downloading it to my brain of what's been happening. And I found that very helpful when other people come to the plate and we exchange ideas and we exchange information from different parts in town. I think that that's already really awesome. Now you had a conversation this week was it last week with a Facebook page, if I'm not mistaken.
About the parks?
Yeah, I think it was the parks.
Bathrooms?
No, it was the one that was the Town of Huntington Parks and Recreation Facebook page.
Yes.
And you had posted a video.
What you got?
Oh my God. All right, I'll show the video. I'll show the video first. Over there. Oh my God, Lisa.
I knew you were getting
Where's
something.
Dana?
And I was like, wow.
Dana, where are you, Dana? I don't know what happened to Dana tonight, but we friggin' love Dana.
Oh, that one. Oh, yeah. The commercial.
There's no sound, right?
Yeah.
This is, right, look at, there's Ohika, and then downtown, and then the train station, which is disgusting. The Conklin House, right? No, it is. Let's watch that again. Paramount.
Beautiful.
Oh, wait, Declaration. This is my favorite sign, that every free property is absolutely his own. This is on the corner. If you look at this, this is classic Galleries Apartments, right?
That's why they had that piece of metal sticking up where you almost tripped and killed yourself.
Yeah, Parks and Rec. You just highlighted what's not going to be there soon, right? Stewart Avenue. And then they're going to tear that down too, right? Because that's the original town hall. We filmed that a few episodes back when we went to Mondays. And this the old town hall. The new town hall, which used to be a school, is over here beyond the tree, right? And then here's Ohika.
Oh, let's just all go visit Ohika. It's something that all of us are allowed to go do.
They love Ohika. They love Ohika. There's the street, right? The train station, which again, ill repair, right? Conklin House. I love the Conklin House. It's actually part of our history, right? Where's my stop sharing? Okay, Lisa. I can never find where I am again. Who's running that page? What are they doing?
That's what I would like to know. That's what I would like to know. Who is running the Town and Parks Recreation?
How is that Parks and Recreation? That's all private property. Nothing had to do with park or rec. It was come visit. What?
Ohika Castle? Really? Really? Let's just all plan a picnic and go to Ohika Castle.
I just didn't even.
If anybody knows who runs that Facebook page, please send us.
Tell them to do. If you're folk, you know what? How about this? Have them run anything that they want to do independently. Have them run it through some sort of something with you that you have to prove it to understand what's going on with your staff, because that's not a good look optically. It's just not. Ooh, do you want to go over to our? We have to. Well, we have to go over to our finest feathered friends because we're probably not going to be.
Now, right? Technically, would they be teenagers in Eagle?
They were adolescents, right?
I can't believe how big they are. They're so
They've
gorgeous.
left the nest, so they're beyond teen. They're more like 30-year-olds, right? They're 30 years old at this point.
They're so beautiful.
They are so beautiful. These are
And
not.
the first day he left the nest, I was so scared. People were sharing.
Oh, they said he fell in the tree. Look at him.
I couldn't even watch. I was so upset. I couldn't.
And this is a photo credit to Ira Martyr. Ira E. Martyr.
Yeah.
Look at that. That is just freedom, right?
Fascinating.
I dropped my pen on my end. Okay.
So precious.
Speaking of freedom, I know we don't.
Freedom.
We have 9 minutes left. We don't normally get into the national issues.
Speaking of freedom, yeah.
But
go ahead.
But since our elected officials are getting involved with issues like that, I think it's okay for us to add it to the final 9 minutes of our show.
Right, because Huntington Matters did it. Huntington Matters wants the town, local town people to know that, and they shared a video of Tom Swazi and Kathleen Rice going down to El Paso, Texas.
Is there a video?
No, it's on the Huntington Matters page.
Oh, see how I'm cut off from my community?
Yeah, you're kept away from it. No freedom there.
That's really messed up because I'm helping out with the show. It's going to show their stuff. And
how can I get that? I don't even want to put it on the Huntington View.
But this is kind of New York. So since we don't have that one to show, but they are going to the border, correct?
Yes, they went to El Paso, Texas to report back to us Huntington folk their opinion on what's going on.
That's marvelous.
In El Paso, Texas.
You know who else went?
Oh yeah, there is another post from Jim McGoldrick.
Yes.
About the doofus mayor of New York.
Mayor Bill de Blasio. Hold on though. Let's see. This is so much fun. You know what I need? I need a producer. Because then I could just sit here and do my thing.
Anyone here to talk to, sir?
Oh God, that voice.
Bill de Blasio, Mayor of New York.
Can you hear it?
Supervisor to talk to here.
Right. And was this before or after that poor innocent 15-year-old boy was slaughtered?
After.
This was after, right? Exactly.
About that.
Technically, we already own federal property, type thing, but we'll allow you guys to stand right here. We'll open the gate. We just don't want to be overran by media. So if you guys do us a favor and just stay on that side, we're going to open the gate. We have to let outbound traffic out. Okay, it's just someone, sir, if it's you or someone else to talk to about an opportunity
wait a minute.
to see what's going on. We've got an unacceptable situation here, and we're talking on behalf of millions and millions of people and saying the status quo can't hold. And look, what's happening in Washington isn't changing fast enough. We're trying to show the American people that this is a situation that does not represent our values, and our constituents don't accept it, and we need change.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So if you want to hear what Tom Swazi and Kathleen Rice have to say, that's on Huntington Matters.
Do you have all that?
I do. I don't know if you'd be able to hear it. I'd have to play it. I guess you'd be able to hear it though. You want to push
play?
play?
But we wouldn't be able to see your screen. I have to show you how to use screen share. I do.
Can you hear them?
No, not at all. That's really messed up. That's okay. Huntington Matters, you totally suck. We won't share anything from you. That really shows, I mean, that's the resistance at work, you know? And
yep. Yeah, no, you can't.
That's how it all started was, no, she can't come back in. And then it became worse than it had to be. So, all right, well,
Maybe
We're
for
still
next
working
time.
on our summer schedule, and we do have other things going on in the background. And we missed Dana tonight. We thought for sure she was going to sign on sometime throughout the show, but that just didn't happen. But rest assured, all is good. And I guess we're going to see everyone next Tuesday. Do you have any final thoughts, Lisa?
Let's see. Nope, I think we covered. Oh, be careful if you're going to leave your car up at the Walt Whitman Mall. Be careful up there. They don't have much security. Police aren't responsible for it. They just have one security guard, looks like, to cover the entire mall, all the way over from the Models to, over by the Best Buy area.
Okay.
It's more like a smash and grab right in broad daylight. So just be careful.
I saw that. I
Your
saw
surroundings.
on I think it was Citizens that somebody's glass on their car, the passenger glass,
Passenger driver's side windows
they
because
left
it saw
valuables,
something.
so you can't leave valuables visible. I mean, I'm not victim shaming. It's
Right,
more
right,
like a warning to others. Like, you gotta hide your shit. Like, you can't leave it visible because they will. They'll break your window and they'll take it.
Yeah.
So
Even if
and
they see
I
a regular bag, even if they can't see what's in the bag,
doesn't
they're
matter.
like,
It's empty. Yep, they'll break your window to
Broad
get an empty
daylight.
bag.
right in daylight. And there's no cameras. That's what I wanted to, that's the point I was trying to make. There's no security cameras.
That's
Apparently,
crazy.
someone had posted, I don't know this to be a fact. So, anybody else, go right ahead and go double check on this. But apparently, only the sidewalk has security cameras. Once you step off that sidewalk, nothing.
Well, that's not good.
No, not good at all. Not good at all. I don't want to go up there anymore. And
don't think the criminals don't already know that. Of course they know that. They scope places like that out.
Exactly. It's not really hard to find that out. You just got to ask.
Yep. All right. Well, we hope everyone enjoyed this evening's Huntington View. And we will see you next Tuesday, hopefully at the same time. If not, we will send a message out to you. Keep an eye on our Facebook page. But if you're worried about missing any of our live shows, don't forget to go to our YouTube channel and subscribe. And until then, we will see you next Tuesday. Have a good evening, everyone.
Bye. Good
Bye-bye.
night.